moving on to the Big Daddy himself, old LeSchmigley, Liam Reese. Liam, love the Christmas tree in the background for those listening.
All right. I've got a quick one. You guys can forget the age, forget the sex. You can go for the location, but it's not as important.
Liam, sorry to
Yes.
interrupt. Bern was married. I'm still married. We forgot the sex a long time ago.
Long
Just
time
let
ago,
you
my
know.
man.
Just
Long
let you
time ago.
know. Sorry, Liam, I interrupted. I'm the asshole. Please continue.
All right. So, just this past week at a prison, a drone dropped off a nice little Christmas care package into one of the prison yards, and it was intercepted by guards. I don't need a lot. You can give me the location. Sure, that's bonus. But we're going to do a little something different. We're going to do this just like Family Feud. You guys are going to get 3 strikes, but I'm going to do it in the reverse order. All right? There are 5 items in this care package. Matt, you start. The care package dropped into a prison. What was in it?
Can I go?
You can go.
First thing, number one thing, guarantee. How many strikes do I get?
You guys get 3 strikes. But and we'll go through this list.
But Bern, I will mortgage your fucking dick on this. Guaranteed in this package. Smokes. Am I right?
Cigs were in there.
Oh,
That's 10 points.
Great.
We'll turn it over to Bern.
Okay.
You guys are tag teaming this, okay?
Yeah,
Because it'll take
all
too
right.
long to do 3 and 3.
All right. 6. We got.
Can
we
I
got
help?
We
Can
got
I help?
6. Well, let me get one for. We'll
Okay,
collaborate.
go.
We get 3 strikes. Remember.
One of us has been in prison.
There's got to be. I mean, if you're getting SIGs, there's got to be some kind of drugs, right? There's got to be some kind of drugs included.
See?
Ding, ding, ding. There was weed. So but weed was, I thought, the most obvious. That's 5 points. So you guys are at 15 out of a possible 100 points. Okay?
Wow.
Because now it gets tricky. You guys got the weed. You got the smokes. Now we're getting into, and I'm going to give you a little hint. Now we're getting into items that are not illegal to have, like in the outside world. Okay? So Christmas care package that may
it's 3
you know
things.
what I mean?
3 things left.
Yeah, there are 3
Liam,
more
this
separate items.
Liam, this is the most fun I've ever fucking had in my life. I'm telling you right now, this is the fucking best way to do it. This is how we should do this from the fucking beginning. Oh man. I started the timer. We got 3 minutes. Okay, Bern, can I say this? Right?
Let's go. Let's talk about it.
So the food in prison sucks. I've had prison bologna, both kinds. Wait, just kidding. But either way,
just the cock.
Yeah, obviously they don't give bologna in prison. No. So
food. You think it's food?
I think it's a food, but like,
but it's got to be a food that you don't have to like cook, right? Like,
do we have to say the exact food, Liam?
All right, so let's just to make this fair. The next 3 items are food, but it's 3 separate food items.
Okay. This just got my fucking rocks up. Buddy,
so what do you have?
Guaranteed the first thing.
You got a radiator, right? You're not gonna have pots and pans. You're not gonna have like you probably have a radiator, right? You can heat stuff up, but like you're not like cooking,
yes.
Right?
Yes. I'm thinking, dude. First thing there's 2 things I'm thinking, right? Because there's certain things you can get in. You're not going to get pasta because they have fucking noodles, right?
Right.
You're not going to get any kinds of junk food because they have fucking all that. You can
nothing but junk.
The big thing is like actual protein, right? I think it's some type of meat. You know what I mean?
All right.
You're getting hot.
Okay.
All right. But
so
meat,
do you want to say like steaks or something?
But how would you cook a steak in prison?
You could cook it a million fucking ways. You can hold a fucking lighter on it for all we know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they always they pull wires apart and stuff and fucking cook stuff with electrolysis.
They make crock pots, right? So what they do is you take 2 wires and you pull apart fingernail clippers, right? And you take the 2 wires. You take 1 wire and you put it into the socket, and then you take the 2 fingernail clippers and you put them into hot water, and it fucking heats up the water like you would not believe.
That is right.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Well, Maddie, I like steaks. I like steaks on that. You're definitely not getting.
Because I'm thinking this
cut of
too.
beef in
The
prison.
biggest thing you want is protein because they're all trying to get fucking huge, right? Like they have chicken on the menu. You know what I mean? They don't have. There's no steak in prison.
Listen, you sold me. You convinced me. So you want to just guess Florida just for fun? Liam said we can't guess
Florida.
the location.
It's 100%
Let's just guess.
Florida.
We'll just guess Florida.
It's not Florida. It's not Florida.
Can we keep guessing on the location and not
Let's
be
keep
penalized?
going with the food. Yeah.
All right, keep going with the food.
Can we get a hint on location?
Location, you're in the general area. You're like, we're going down south, but you're a little too far south. I'll say that.
All right.
Okay.
So we're
All
Georgia,
probably
Alabama,
Kentucky
South
or
Carolina,
Tennessee,
something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So,
but I'm not worried about that.
Steaks. Final guess.
We got steaks.
Ding! Uncooked steak. We had a raw steak.
Incredible.
So that is fit. You guys are at 30 points right now, okay? There are 70 points left on the board, but I'm going to tell you, you got the uncooked steaks. This is really, really where it's going to get hard, okay? These last two are very difficult because, and I'm going to tell you this, the last two items are the reason I chose this story because I was like, oh, what the fuck, dude?
Can I say this, Bern? Can I tell you what I'm thinking?
First of all, Sig's weed and the steak sounds like a great.
That's a fun, dude. Throw in like a vintage copy of Deep Throat. That's a great Friday night, Daddy.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Come on.
All right, so I'm
hang with the boys.
I'm thinking is this person trying to make like just their own meal,
I say like
a big potato.
Like if it's food, right? Like I'm thinking like shrimp. You know. Like something like that, prison, like to do like steak and shrimp. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to cook. You know what I'm saying?
And if you could get shrimp in prison, would you even eat it? Would you trust it for a second?
No.
Like
God, no.
I mean, Maddie, you've been my Sherpa on this guide. I'm okay. I'm okay going with shrimp.
God, could it be shrimp? Does it say how it was brought into the prison?
Dropped it in with a drone.
Oh,
flying shrimp.
How many strikes do we get?
You get 3 strikes,
and we don't have any.
You don't have any yet.
We got 3. Okay. We got 3 chances to guess the last 2 items.
Man, God, this just became the greatest fucking game of my life.
I like shrimp. Right. I think shrimp's a good guess.
I like shrimp too. All right, we're gonna go shrimp.
And sorry, boys, that is 1 strike for you.
Were we close?
Right.
Can we get close?
You were close.
Okay, Bern. Now, I'm thinking lobster. Do you think it's lobster?
Why not? If you're having steaks, why not have a lobster?
If we're close on steak, close on
what's shrimp? Close on shrimp, right? Lobster, like crabs, like something of that.
Okay, well then, if we're close, if it's not lobster, do you want to try crabs after that?
Sure.
Okay, because if we're close, we might as well. I don't want to waste all our strikes on fucking seafood.
Yeah.
Something's telling me I want to go crab. Something tells me I want to go. No, we'll go lobster.
Lobster. I think lobster. I would go
because it's surf and turf. Surf and turf.
Classic surf and turf. A
classic surf and turf. They have butter. They have pickle juice. It'll be a nice little dish. Maybe some chimichurri, you know?
Oh, little chimichurri.
Little chimichurri.
Little heavy cream. Make a little thermidor.
Okay, so Liam, we're going to go lobster.
And sorry, boys, that is your 2nd strike.
Fuck. Do we try crab? Do we risk the 3rd strike on crab?
So if we're talking about seafood here, right? If shrimp was close, right? I don't know. I mean, you could guess scallops, you could guess clams, but I think crab is more like
fucking way.
I think crab makes more sense. And if it's down south,
hold on. There's 2 more things. We're only focusing on the one thing.
I'm telling you got a way better shot at the thing you're on right now. The last one, I promise you will get your 3rd strike.
Okay.
So you might as well get up to 4. Yes, you're there. You're there.
Let's go. Okay. Let's go crab.
We're going crabs.
Let's go crabs.
Ding. We have crab legs. Now,
dude,
since you only have 1 strike left, I'm gonna give you your final hint. The
Oh,
last item really just ties the whole meal together, dude. It just makes it. It just
can I say
completes
this,
it.
Bern?
Okay.
It,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Are we grouping food and drink together, Liam?
No, no, no. It's not a drink. This is another food item.
Oh, Maddie, you were thinking a
Okay,
nice bottle of
okay.
wine? You thinking a nice bottle of
I was
vino?
thinking a little
No, they
banana.
can make their own wine there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Toilet wine
They
is
have a
no
nice
problem.
vintage.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Let's Go to Prison?
Yes.
Where he's
Yeah.
like where the guy that was in that show, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's got
Joe.
the rubber ducky and he's
Yeah.
and they make the toilet wine and they bring it to the winery at the end of the movie. They're like,
Dude, I watched this one show where it was like a reality show in prison, and the one guy
Mhm.
was like, "You ain't gonna fuck up my hooch," you know, because all he did was sit around in his cell and drink toilet wine all day. I was like, "All right,
I
buddy."
mean, if you
Fun
were
stuff.
looking at like 20 years, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, oh, buddy, I'd be fucking snorting that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so cigs, weed, steaks, crabs. What could tie this together? Maybe a dessert? Burn.
Ooh.
Looking at dessert?
Oh, why not top the whole thing off?
Oh, buddy.
So what kind of dessert are we thinking about
Oh
here?
my God. I don't know, dude.
This
Honestly,
person seems to have decadent tastes, but you know what? If we're in the South here, what I'm thinking is maybe some nice warm Krispy Kremes. Maybe some
like some
nice
donuts?
warm donuts. They got to survive the fall. You know what I mean? The drone is dropping it in,
Right.
which was a good clue. Probably no bottle of wine. I mean, it's getting airdropped in. The
Yeah.
crabs will survive. The steak it's going to be
Oh.
nice and tenderized by the time it hits the ground.
I just want to
Um,
say the crab legs is so risky because you're just dropping it in room temperature.
Yeah,
All this stuff isn't cooked. So they are playing Russian roulette with their stomachs, dude.
Can I just say, Bern, I feel like we're missing something obvious because Liam said ties everything
guys,
together.
I know. Well, dessert's not a bad
So-
guess of what would
but
tie
now,
everything
hold
together
on.
as a
Now,
whole
hold
meal.
on.
Because to me, the last item like puts it over the top, dude. It does.
All right. Can I just say something that no, this is stupid. I'm not going to say it. I
Well,
don't think
there's no bad ideas in a brainstorm.
Well, I don't know, man. I just feel like I don't want to be a jerk, but there's a lot of black people in prison. Okay,
That's sure, yeah.
and the food is pretty bland. So I was thinking like hot sauce or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're thinking not another like a seasoning
you're-
or like
you're-
a
Well, he
sauce?
said it
warming
ties
up.
it together.
You're
warming up?
warming up, but it's not. It's
Liam,
not.
is this
It's that,
is this-
but it's not quite that.
okay? So I lived in York, Pennsylvania for a handful of years. We were
Mhm.
18 miles away from the fucking Maryland border, and every asshole down there is obsessed with one thing and one thing only. We used to have cans of Natty Boh, and we would line them with Old Bay seasoning. People fucking love Old Bay with their crabs. I'm not an Old Bay guy. I don't get the Old Bay fries. I don't get the Old Bay stuff. Could it be an Old Bay or like a paprika or like
No.
some kind of thing?
Oh, man,
Is that your answer? Hot sauce. You guys had hot sauce. You had Old Bay. I said hot sauce wasn't quite there. Is Old Bay your final answer?
it is crabs burn.
It's crabs. That's what everybody. I mean, that's the point of Old Bay, right?
I don't know. Are we being led on a goose chase? Like, is it a dessert? Right?
I don't hate your dessert idea of what ties the whole thing together nicely at the end. But what are you dropping in for dessert? I mean, these guys are dropping crab legs, and they might be dropping ice cream in too. That's super risky. You know what I mean?
think they usually have like junk food there, don't they? They can
Yeah.
usually get like
yeah,
cookies
you're right.
and shit.
You're right. Yeah. They have all the sweets they could do whatever the fuck they want with. It's not like they want a cheesecake or something. You know what I mean? Like they get
Right.
enough chocolate and sweets and all that. Man. Well, if it's not hot sauce, you know.
I don't
Vern,
know.
I don't hate your theory.
I
'cause
don't
it's
think
like
helps the
like
steak,
or
but
maybe
it
like a
definitely helps the crab.
Cajun, you know. Depends where it's the location, you know? What's the location? You know what I mean?
All right, do you guys want the location?
Sure.
Did
I mean,
we
we know it's
mention it?
we know it's the South. We know it's somewhere.
I told you guys it was the South. So we'll throw you that and see if that helps. Okay, we're in Lee County Institution in South Carolina. So you're in Lee County, South Carolina.
Bern, I don't know.
I don't know shit
the
about
Bay
South
just
Carolina.
sounded really good to me, babe. All right,
let's go. Listen, we got 4. We've done well.
This is our last strike.
It's already respectable. It was already a respectable showing with the 4. So
I can't believe there's 3 different.
This is the best
items.
game we've ever had on this show, and I
can't believe there's only drug was weed, and there's 3 different food items.
I don't know. With the rest of the items, I believe that weed was because it's just like a pothead trying to get a good meal in.
Trying to get a good meal.
Right. I can't even hate on it. They should have let this guy go, but
right. You have incredible taste, sir.
You just let him have his food, but they didn't have to pay for it or do anything. He's gonna make it.
COs were eating good that night.
Buddy. All right. Do you want to just pull the trigger? Because we're about time on this segment.
Right. Yeah. Let's go Old Bay. Let's pull the trigger on Old Bay. If it's not dessert.
And the last item is a tin of Old Bay. Or that was, I think that was Price is Right music, but still.
Unbelievable!
For 50 points, you guys scored a perfect 100 out of 100 with only 2 strikes.
Maddie.
We had a bag of weed, a bunch of cigs, an uncooked steak still in the package from the supermarket. We had crab legs in a bag and a tin of Old Bay seasoning, which to me does put that over the top. Because I do love crab, but I fucking love crab with Old Bay seasoning.
Oh, it's the best. You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding, Daddy. Isn't Old Bay originated from South Carolina, if I'm correct?
I'm not sure, but I just fucking love it, dude.
Yeah.
I always associate crabs with Maryland. And
yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
But, man, when I was working at this place in York, right by Maryland, we had Old Bay fries. We had Old Bay dip. Like I said, we would do on Ravens games, we'd do natty bows and we'd line the glass with Old Bay. We'd rim it with Old Bay. Like people go.
Man.
Old Bay was invented in Maryland.
Okay. Makes sense. Can I make one more bonus guess? The type of cigarettes?
That I don't know. Hold on, let me see.
Oh.
Let me see if I can dig in and
my guess is I don't want to mortgage Bern's dick again. But I really want to think it's Newports.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say Newports.
Hey.
Hold on, let me see. There is a picture.
I'll tell you this. A fucking joint, a steak, some Old Bay crabs, and
a pot? A new pot?
And a fucking Newport after? I mean, what are we doing?
Living the
dream. The SIGs were Lucky Strikes. Huh.
Wow. No filter on those bad boys.
Wait, are we in South Carolina? Oh, and some Marlboro menthols. They had two cartons there. A carton of Lucky Strikes for the shit kicker white dudes, and a carton of menthols for the brothers.
For the brothers. Wow.
Yeah. That's too funny.
Wow.
This guy was about to feed the whole not the whole cell block. Dude, he had a lot of fucking weed there.
Man, I just feel bad. I mean, these guys were just looking forward to such a good night, and now, one guard had to be a
They were just trying to live their lives,
Dude, prison's brutal, right? They're just
honestly, if somebody will buy steak and crab and fucking give it to you, why can't they? Well, probably because people will fight you for it. So that's why you can't have. That's why you can't have better stuff than everyone else, because then they'll just fight you for it.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, good shit, boys.
Now we're on
to the third story, Liam. That was so awesome. I love how you did that too. How it was like we had to guess it. Honestly, we should do that. We should keep it. We should keep it that way. Like you want. All right. Let's try it for this one. Right. So.